welcome everyone to a brand new show of Ranking Live. Today we're going to be doing the Indiana Jones franchise. We're going to go from the best to worst of the franchise. We're going to talk about box office numbers, which ones were actually one reigned supreme over all, which is really crazy to say. But yes,
I think I know which one it is without you, just because of what you just said.
Yeah, one reigns supreme over all. We're going to break them each down. We're going to break them all down like we always do here. We're not alone. We have Joker's movie. We have Scott in the house. He's going to be joining us for this. But other than that, Nate, how you been?
Oh, man, I've been doing well. Yeah, just working, watching these movies, scheduling things, planning things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been doing good. How about you?
I've been doing pretty good. Did pretty good. I went to Washington, D.C. to watch the Mets and Nationals, and I met up with Scott.
Nice.
We hung out. We drank. We ate.
Now, how was Scott in person? Was he everything you thought he would be or less?
Yeah. He's big. He's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Scotty boy's not playing.
I'm taller, but he's wider.
You got your muscles.
Very big. Yeah, more muscles.
Yeah, muscles. Yeah.
Yes. In a long
imagine me.
beard.
Imagine me. I met him too, and I'm not taller than him. So
no, you're shorter.
Me. Yes.
Very short.
You look like my dad.
So me and Scott met up. We watched the game. Mets got bombed. I got bombed.
Horrible.
We all drank. We came back homes. And then just started watching Squid Games with my wife because she's on vacation now. So we jumped on watching the Squid Games and finishing that off. Not a big fan. Finished Alien Earth. I think it got better. Each episode started to get stronger and stronger, and I was like, and the gore. I think that's what it is. The gore of the aliens ripping people. Loved it. I was like, you know what? That's pretty good. That's what we need in a TV show. Just get crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that said, what's up, everybody? He live on the chat. We got Tony. We got Jay. You guys are trickling in little by little. Hey, say what's up on the thing, and we'll say what's up back. Any promotionals we got to say before we get on with the show?
We do. We have some stuff to announce. So, okay. Now, you guys know we do right now, currently, we are doing one live stream a month, doing these franchise rankings. That will remain through the end of this year, just one per month. I mean, obviously, some of these require us to watch a number of movies, so to make it easy on ourselves and so that Alex can work on the Should You Upgrades, and so that me and him can work on the podcast. We're going to keep doing that. And of course, Alex still doing Should You Upgrade. Keep checking those out. You're Good, the Bad, and the Ugly one. Crazy good. Did amazing. I actually got to tell you, live in front of everybody, I got some feedback from friends of mine that love it. They're like, those videos are really cool. And they don't even collect movies.
Oh, so, nice.
Yes, great job on that. You're reaching the people, even the people who don't buy stuff. Maybe you're convincing someone to. So that's always good. Now, what we're going to announce, though, is we are going to be adding a show to our repertoire. Now, this is an old show that we used to do, brought back in a new format. I think we're very excited to kind of see how it goes, see how it works, get into it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We are bringing back the Director's Spotlight. Now, this was a live stream we used to do. Alex and I would pick a director. We did Nolan, Fincher, Catherine Bigelow,
Michael Mann,
James Cameron.
We did Michael Mann, Tony Scott, which we're gonna redo
half of Tony Scott.
Yeah, we're gonna redo that one. Yeah,
but and Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah. So those are the ones we did. They were live streams, and I feel like people enjoyed them. I got asked often off air.
Yeah.
Like, hey, when are you gonna bring that back? And I think Alex, you said the same.
I got a lot of people feedbacking when we're gonna finish Tony Scott Part 2, and when we're gonna go back into doing it. They enjoyed that stuff. So
yeah. So it was popular for lack of a better term. So we're gonna bring it back. However, we're gonna change up the style of it to something that I think not only will you guys enjoy, but that we will enjoy doing because it won't require us to watch 30 movies for one live stream. So what we've decided to do is we will be doing it as a podcast. However, it will be a video podcast, meaning You will be able to watch it on YouTube if that is your preferred version. You will also be able to listen to it as just an audio podcast if that's your preferred. Similar to our Action Movie Guys podcast, which does have it is on YouTube as well, but these will be here on the channel. They will not be it won't be a separate director spotlight YouTube channel. It will be here on Geeks and Flicks, and one movie per episode. So we'll just let them know who it's gonna be. So the first
season one
season, they'll be broken into seasons. Season 1 is going to be Steven Spielberg, the possibly the most well-known director in the history of movies. We'll be tackling his entire filmography, starting with Duel and ending with whatever his last movie was, The Fabelmans, I believe it is. So every week you will be getting every Friday, you'll be getting a new episode, season 1, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. At the end, we will rank them like we always did. We will have a guest for this first season. We'll be joined by Evan from, you guys know him, Pop Culture 33. Evan will be joining us throughout this. He won't be on maybe season 2 or season 3. We don't know, but we may reach out to people to come on for certain movies, things like that. But it'll be one movie per episode. 35 episodes, I think first season is going to be.
Yeah, 35, 37, I think.
Yeah, something like that, with the ranking included. Yeah. So we're excited. I know you guys, some of you, and hopefully all of you are excited for us to bring that back. It's a lot of fun. We loved doing it. It's just some of the directors have so many movies. Yeah. So it's like the old format, I feel like this format's better. Plus, it's more content for you guys to watch throughout the week rather than just one live stream. Now you'll get it parceled out, and you could follow along, and you can follow along with the movies. Because when we do the first movie, you'll know the second movie is Sugarland Express. You could watch it, then come get our thoughts. Because obviously it will be full spoilers, everything like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's a newer format for the channel to do. And it's gonna be a lot of work, but it'll be fun at the end. At the end of the day, that's what everyone wanted. It's funny. It's like a sneaky popular thing that I didn't even know people liked. So again, when people kept asking me, I was like, well, we got to see, because it's a lot of work. The first time we did it was a lot of work because we had to get all these videos out or watching, plus doing our podcast, normal rotation, plus we did live streams every week. Now it's easy to spread them out and have fun with those. So with that said, Director Spotlight is coming back. We're going to September 12th, I think the first episode, Duel, drops. I'm looking at it right here on
Friday,
on my list.
September 12th, and then every Friday after that, there will be a new. There might be, holiday. We'll let you know. Hey, we're on holiday break. There will be a 1 or 2 week gap, and then the next episode. But yes, it will be every Friday. So if you are an audio podcast listener, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, cool. If you want to watch the video and watch us talk about it like this, then it'll be on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so there you guys have it. That is the big news for the day. And again, we have memberships on the channel. We have the new membership. So you have Bad Boys, which is $2, which gives you access to all our exclusive videos. And then what you're going to do is $5, which unlocks everything that we're going to be doing throughout the year. So we're going to have exclusive live streams that we're going to put together for everyone.
I think you said, we decided we might let the members pick the next director. We'll give you options.
Yes. Yeah.
The members will get a chance to vote on which director. So if you're not a member, please join. It's something new for us. We had the Patreon. If you were a member of that and you just want to switch over, please, we'd appreciate it. Like I said, just $2, $5, whichever you want to do to support. Yep. We appreciate anything, honestly. But we're going to let the members vote on who the season 2 director will be.
Yeah, season 3, because we're going to do Tony Scott season 2. So we can finish that branch. Yeah.
No, I thought we were going to put one in between that might be shorter.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Maybe we'll do whatever we want.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But you guys pick you pick the next one. You pick whatever. But yeah, the members will pick that. And again, we have the memberships for you guys. It's $2, $5. $5 will give you access to the entire lot of our stuff going forward, which I unboxed the Wolverine that you see right there. I unboxed that. And then the next one,
like a bonus episode for members, I don't know, Spielberg. He directed a segment of The Twilight Zone. Maybe we talk about that as a members only thing, not like almost like a side episode.
Yeah, we'll do that. The next membership video is going to be the Good, the Bad, the Ugly statue, which I have right there in the green box. That's going to be the exclusive for everyone. But anyway, with that said, let's bring in Scott.
Got it out the way. Get him from the green room. He's eating the M&Ms.
Let's get him. Here is our boy. Scott! All right, Scott, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. So you saw them. So you seen the Indiana Jones franchise? Correct, right? You rewatched it, I assume, this week, like everybody else did. Yeah, the crazy rewatch. But
I don't see him.
You don't see Scott? Oh, my bad. I forgot to bring in.
I'm in the void.
He was gonna podcast.
There he is right there. We got Scott in. There it is. My bad. I forgot to hit the button, people. My bad. Okay, so with that said, we're going to go in to our Indiana Jones franchise. But before I do, I got to talk about these box office numbers because you know how we do. We always got to look beyond the numbers and see what the hell happened here. Okay, so with that said, I got to give it to you guys. This is crazy. So Raiders of the Lost Ark 1981 budgeted $20 million. Worldwide of $367. 1981. That's really big. That's huge. Scott, anything you got to say with that?
It's a hit right there.
Yeah.
Put it this way. Yeah. That's like 15 times the budget. Meaning,
and that's in 81 money.
Yeah, and exactly. But if you put like now, let's say 100 million, and you do 15 times, that's 1.5 billion. So just to let you know, huge hit.
It's a very huge hit. But then guess what? They said, hey, we're gonna do Temple of Doom, right? We're gonna bring it up a notch, right? 1984 Temple of Doom dropped. Budget $28 million. So you know what? We could do this with $8 million more. And they said, bring it on, sucker. $333 million at the box office. Now, if you look at it, it lost 30 million-ish from the Raiders. It didn't go over. It lost a little bit of money, but it's still quadruple the damn thing.
So it's
strong.
It's over 10 times the budget.
Yes, it did. It did. So guess what? They went, we got to go back to the drawing board. Indy's very popular right now. Well, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, $48 million budget. They said, wait a minute, we could slap you some. Sean Connery joined the cast, so they said, we got to give this guy $20 million. So they were like, we got to put that into perspective here. But anyway, $48 million budget to a worldwide total of $474 million for the third installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. Thoughts, gentlemen?
That's a powerhouse right there. That came
10
back.
times the budget, so.
Yes.
Still doing. What year was that?
1989, before we start a new decade.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, I mean, I know it's 80s money, but even still, like those budgets are not astronomical. I feel like even for 80s, like they're pretty reasonable, and these were like monster hits.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
This is the one. I have a feeling this is the one.
Here it is. Yep. This is the one that rules them all. Steven Spielberg said, we're coming back, and I'm bringing everybody back with me, except Sean Connery. For 2008, they decided to come out with a fourth Indiana Jones film called Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Long-ass title, but they decided to give you it anyway. And I said, fine, Steven, how much do you want? And they said $185 million budget. And he said, oh, I will give you an adventure and people will follow. Because guess what? This made a whopping $786 million at the box office. And I will tell you right now, this is the most profitable Indiana Jones movie in the entire franchise. I'm just going to let you guys know right now. So, thoughts across the board on this whopping revelation?
That's not surprising after the powerhouse of the trilogy.
Nah.
I also remember that 2008 summer was one of the greatest summers of my life. I was 21 years old. This, Iron Man 1, and The Dark Knight all came out that summer.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying we're not talking quality as far as this movie. But
Right.
Like, you're talking about a summer where you're getting the birth of the MCU, arguably the greatest comic book movie of all time, and the return of a box office juggernaut with Indiana Jones. Like it's a very memorable summer to me.
Oh,
Solid
it
year.
is. Guess what? They wanted more. And they said, and they went, can we give Indy a farewell tour? And they decided to go 2023 with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, this time, they removed Steven out of the Steven Spielberg say, I'm not coming back. Get James Mangold. And he did come. Everyone else came. Everyone died. Sean Connery died. Marcus is dead, so they ain't coming back. Everyone died in real life. So guess what? Without Steven Spielberg, the first Indiana Jones movie, without the director that helmed this juggernaut, Uncle Scrooge money, $300 million budget. They went, we're gonna give you $300 million. Let's see what happens. Well, guess what? The worldwide box office numbers was $383 million. It was a failure.
A mega flop.
A mega flop.
That's that's like a bomb, a literal. When your budget and your movie are almost the same,
yes,
that is a mega flop.
Now, we're not going to discuss why and our thoughts on it just yet, people. You're going to have to wait. We're going to break it down. But in terms of these numbers, are you guys surprised with these numbers? Because in 2008, the people sucked it up. They wanted the Indy. They were like, oh, my God, this is so good. And then once they get the other Indy movie, people were like, wait a minute. This is not good.
I mean, if I had to, I will say this. And then, Scott, you go ahead. I'm not surprised with the first three.
Okay.
I'm not entirely surprised with part 4.
Okay.
And because of part 4, I'm not surprised with any of them. Because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and again, we'll give our thoughts on it when we do. But if you remember, and I know you remember, Alex, because you're an Indy fan.
Yeah.
And Scott, maybe you would have been a little bit younger when this came out, but it didn't leave the best taste in most people's mouth when it came out. So I'm not surprised that when you make a sequel that's like 15 years after that one, that it kind of. I'm surprised it went that far downhill, but I'm not surprised it went down.
Okay, Scott, what you got?
I mean, I completely agree with Nate. I see everything he's saying. The original trilogy, that was a juggernaut. It created the whole franchise. Indiana Jones was a household name, and then he's been absent for a while. But then they brought it back for the 4th one, and everybody ate that up. But then they were like, I don't really like that, and then it led into the 5th movie that I guess people were like Nate said, they had a bad taste in their mouth. So not that surprised.
Yeah,
it's written in the stone.
Well, let's start it where it all began in 1981, and we're gonna start it off with you know what? Yeah, let's do it this way because I think this is the best way to do it. Okay, let me duplicate this right here. Okay, so I am going to. I always like to push my buttons.
Now, by the way, a couple
excited.
things while you're doing this. An interesting franchise in that the first 4 films in the franchise are all directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
All produced under the Lucasfilm banner, however, distributed by Paramount Pictures. The first 4, literally. 5, still under Lucasfilm, however, they, of course, have been bought by Disney. So part 5 is a Disney film and directed by James Mangold. So 5 is kind of in that, like, it's kind of like the odd duck in that way, like different studio, different director, kind of a different creative team, other than Harrison Ford and what's her face, the lady who played Marion,
Karen Allen.
Yes, Karen Allen comes back, and not in a ton, but so it does have a different feel, and that that's kind of why.
Okay, well, we're gonna start it off with a little film called Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, that's the original title. It's not Indiana Jones. Everyone just calls it Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But it's Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Raiders to some people. So, with that said, Scott, you could take it away with your pros and cons. Do not give your scoring just yet, but just give your pros and cons about Raiders.
Raiders pros. I would say I would arguably say this is the movie that has the most impact on pop culture. Like when you come to think about it, think of how many times they redo the boulder running scene and like other, parodies of that all the time and everything like that. The scene with the snakes and the Nazis and all that stuff. The cons of this movie, that's really difficult. I would say it doesn't have Sean Connery in it.
Okay. All right. Wait, if that's what you think.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right. Nate, what you got?
Those are some very light pros. I have a lot more than that. So I agree with Scott. I think this one is a very influential film, especially in the adventure genre. Now, being a movie based on old, serials, that's kind of what they were going for. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, fans of those old adventure serials, say, hey, why don't we make a modern one, create a new character, and give them a movie. But when you look at anytime you're looking at film, when they do montages of things of the history of movies, this is the one that they always use for anything with Indiana Jones. He's either running from the boulder or he's staring at the idol at the beginning,
or he's on the bridge with the knife, which is Temple of Doom. But yes,
that is another one. The part where he shoots the guy with the sword. That's a very popular one. And I think also the one where he walks in the bar, when he first arrives at the bar and it's just his silhouette. With the hat. Yeah. So very iconic movie.
Oh, yeah.
Very influential movie. Great casting. Harrison Ford, to me, I think this is his best role. If you're talking big movie, like Indiana Jones versus Han Solo, let's say. I think Indy's a little more consistently great to me. But both are great characters. Spielberg, hell of a job directing this movie. The score by John Williams, memorable, iconic, instantly recognizable. And yeah, I just think it's a ton of fun. The pacing is perfect, an hour and 55 minutes, just the right length. You get a lot of characters, a great villain. As far as my cons, I don't have any. I think it is a perfect adventure film. I don't really have any problems with it at all. I don't think it's too long. I don't think it's too anything really. I think it's great, amazing, fantastic. And you're right, Alex. I think it's funny how it's just called Raiders of the Lost Ark. Even when you're watching the movie, that's the title card, but it has retroactively been people call it Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is incorrect. It's like Ninja Turtles 3, where all of a sudden people call it Turtles in Time, but that was not the name of the movie when it came out. So, that's a kind of a cool note that you mentioned, is that it's just called Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I think maybe it's because they didn't think it was going to be they didn't make it with the intent of making 3 of them or 5 of them. It was like a one-off, but it just turned out to be a big hit.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. My only flaw with Raiders of the Lost Ark, that it's just too perfect. That's my flaw. I just think it's a damn perfect movie.
This movie's too perfect.
It's too perfect to sit down and just be like, wow. No, I agree with all of you guys' thing. Because honestly, the movie starts off with not even showing him on screen. You just see his jacket, you see his whip, you see his gun. And then you just see his little side of his little stubbles and his little sweaty ass stubbles, and you're just like, oh damn! And then the Spanish guy is about to shoot him, and then you see the crack of the whip, and then you see him coming to the shadows, tin-tin-tin. There goes Indy bitches. So yeah, I agree, and it's so funny because while you see that first opening monologue, by the way, it's one of the best openings to a film, right? Because you see him very serious. Right? He gets the idol, and then he falls down tumble. Then you finally get to see the bad guy. He's like, again, Dr. Jones, something that you possess now is mine. And he's just like, you bastard.
Belloc.
Yeah, Belloc, right? So he takes it, and then he does the little the hand gestures. And now it becomes comical because when he's running, he's screaming, start the engines! So now it just becomes from a serious movie to an action-adventure. Characters is, now you just see his charisma starts to come out on screen.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the first Indiana Jones movie. While it's fun to talk about, it's just one of those things. You have a perfect villain, then you got the Nazis on top of that he has to face. Right? He's a teacher, archaeology's. He's a teacher at that. He's a normal guy.
It's not like students love him.
Yeah,
absolute perfection.
Handsome stud.
Yeah, right. And then he's a super smart. So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you have just a perfect script, and then again, Nate said the score is just amazing. The score
Yeah.
is just so good. But yeah, iconic. And one thing with Indiana Jones, I think when we covered it a while ago, we did talk about how Indiana Jones franchise, I think, could be the only franchise in movie history that each of the 3 films have one iconic shot that is throughout history. Like each one, like part 1, part 2, part 3 will have that one moment that you just like, holy crap, like this is the shot. Him getting the idol in part 1 when he's just there and he's just staring at it, then the big boulder. Part 2, he's standing in the bridge with the knife, and he goes like, Belloc.
Shirt is all jacked
Yeah,
up.
he's like, you see his like jacked chest. You can see he pumped iron before he did the shot. And then in part 3, him and his dad, when Sean Connery and his dad is there at the end, when he's like the next adventure, and you see them on the silhouette together, running off. So it's crazy how each film has that one stamp in history. While again, totally different. But anyway. With that said, Scott, what's your number between what do you rate Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Raiders of the Lost Ark. You mean ranking wise?
Yeah.
No,
what do
no,
you rank it?
score.
Like, no. Score. What's your score?
What?
1 out of
5?
5. Yeah.
Oh, it's a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Nate. What you got for Raiders?
Okay, I'll do your guys'. I'll do your 5 thing. I'll give it a 5 as well. I would be 10, but just for this episode, I'll do 5s. Yes, a 5 out of a 5 as well.
Okay, I'll do 5. I'll do 5 too because of the history, and honestly, there's no flaws in this. There's no at all, except the only. I mean, if we're gonna nitpick, one thing I do have is just my man jumping on the submarine, and I'm like, when it goes underwater, how are you gonna get to the submarine? That's my only nitpick. Because my man's on top of a submarine and it goes
He's
underwater.
Indiana Jones. He figured it out.
Unless he's snorkeling. He has a big snorkel.
All right, let's go to the chat for this
yeah.
one. Tony said this was when you were talking about the Dial of Destiny. That is almost as bad as the Lone Ranger box office for Disney. Then Evan is here as well. Evan said the issue with movies is the budgets are way too high. A lot of what everyone remembers about this movie, the boulder and the statue scene, some other aspects were taken from original DuckTales comics. Okay. Tony says, fun fact, this was Alex, confirm this because I feel like you would know. Fun fact, this was originally a James Bond movie that Spielberg thought about doing, but once he couldn't get the director's chair of it, George Lucas told him to let them do their own James Bond, and then this was Indiana Jones. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I have.
Scott, you have?
I heard that Spielberg really, really wanted to do a James Bond, and Lucas was like, "Nah, we got this. We could do something better."
Okay, fair. Yeah. Okay, cool. Fun fact. Shout out to Tony. Evan says it's like Rambo First Blood. I think he's meaning about the title. How that one's called First Blood, and then the rest of them are called Rambo 3.
I always called it Rambo First Blood for some reason. Like
it's that thing of like you just because the other ones you think that's what it's called. Tony says, while not my favorite, but it's a perfect adventure story and one of the all-time greatest movies ever made. And the villain may be my favorite of the trilogy. Really, Alex? Too perfect isn't a problem. That's Tony scolding you. 10 out of 10 for Tony, 5 out of 5 for Jay, and 5 out of 5 for Evan.
Question: do you guys feel like also the other part that they always show, which is iconic also, is when Indy has the stick and it shows the location of the Ark when the light illuminates and he's holding... One. Right? Is that one? And then him and
shots in this where
and then him and Sala picking up the Ark. That's another one too, right? When they when
it shows it lifting out of the thing.
When it's lifting. When
the snake pit.
And if you like horror, horror movies and like the makeup stuff, I've seen the end a lot where their faces are like melting off and stuff exploding.
Like that. Oh, prosthetic,
yeah, because especially for the early '80s, that was like a crazy effect. You know?
No, it is. Okay, well, guess what? 3 years later, they decided to do another one. And now, I mean, they did Temple of Doom. Now, this is a prequel to Raiders. So for everyone out there, this is not a continuation. Now, this is going back a few years before Raiders of the Lost Ark. So they decided to do a prequel, and now they decided to do a little darker tone to the franchise with a little Temple of Doom. Now, Indiana Jones is back. Sala's back. Marcus is back. Now they introduced a new character, which is our boy Short Round is introduced as Indy's sidekick in this film, and then Nate's famous lady, which he thinks is annoying. It always makes me laugh. But yeah, Steven Spielberg's wife, Kate Capshaw, I believe
Correct.
is her name. Yeah, Kate Capshaw
Oh.
is the leading lady, which is Steven
Forgot about
Spielberg's
that.
wife. I mean, till now too, they're still together. It's not like they broke divorce, so they had kids together. But anyway, let's take this away. Nate, you're gonna start it off with the Temple
Okay.
of Doom '84. What do you think?
Temple of Doom, I will say, also an iconic film for other reasons than the first movie. But I feel like it's close to as iconic. Of course, this movie is the reason we have a PG-13 rating nowadays. So if for nothing else, this movie was so violent for a PG that they said we can't just be letting these kids come into the movies. They're home scared. And they're telling you thought the first movie wasn't enough where that guy getting hit with the propeller or the guy's face melting off. No, but this one ripping out people's hearts, too much. So it's iconic in that regard. But again, I agree too, Alex, with a great shot, towards the end there when he's on the bridge. All right. You have a lot of the same great stuff from Raiders in this movie. The tone is a little darker. So the funny thing with this one is I feel like, especially if you saw this one first or if you saw it when you were really young, it kind of might stick in your head a little more because of it's a darker movie. And you have the kid, Short Round, the kid from he went on to do the Goonies later. This was before the Goonies. But you have Short Round. And in that way, it's almost a little more like, to me, the weird thing about Temple is it skews younger, but is darker than the first movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the first movie, there's no kids. Like there's them like Salah's little kids, but they don't really do anything. Here you have an entire character who's like a kid, and if you're watching this as a kid, you're like, hey, I can relate to that kid. I wish I could go on an adventure and go in a minecart and go down. You know what I mean? So it skews younger while being a little scary, right? It's a little scary for kids, but I love it. I like the difference in tone. I never loved that it was a prequel, but it doesn't really like hurt the movie overall. I hate the lady. I won't even don't get me started. I'm positives. A score, amazing still. Great score again. Obviously you have the theme, but then again, this one's a little more ominous. It's a little more, darker. John Williams knocks it out the park. Harrison Ford knocks it out the park. Again, I think another great adventure movie. The difference between the two is minimal. And I've said this before, and I'll say this movie. I've met people who rank this as their favorite, just like the first, just like the third. They're all so good. So it's separated by a little bit. My negatives, Kate Capshaw. I hate her character.
Willie.
I hate the way she plays the role. Indy. I can't. I've never liked her, and I still don't. Even rewatching it, I'm like, I know I'm gonna have to deal with this lady, but she's my main negative. Other than that, fantastic. Tell me I'm wrong.
All right, Scout, what you got? Temple of Doom.
I mean, I'm very similar in opinions with Nate on this one. It's darker. Yeah, I did see it as a kid. I had these all on VHS, the first three. So I was always like, oh man, have you seen Temple of Doom where he rips the guy's heart out? Everybody's like, no, I haven't seen that. And yeah, this is the reason why they have a PG-13 rating. Now, everything that Nate said, I agree with, but there is one thing that I don't like about this movie. And I don't like that it's like, this movie seems to be the one that they're most grounded in. Like they're stuck in India the entire time. Like he makes his escape in the beginning and they're not really traveling at all. They go to the palace, they find the children and the stones, they break everybody out. I mean, I guess like the only thing I miss in this movie is like the adventure aspect. Like, the first one. Yeah, exactly. Like he's going everywhere. And the first one, and even in the third one, they go to even more places where they catch, planes and stuff like this. This one, he's just stuck in India in the palace and everything. Yeah, a lot of caves. Yeah. So that's the only part I really don't like that much about Temple of Doom is I think it's way too grounded. He needs to be out there more exploring shit.
Nice.
All right. I love Temple of Doom. I'm one of those. I love Temple of Doom. Even growing up, I think to me it's my favorite of the Indiana Jones. And why is because I love the tone change. I love that how it's very dark and comedy at the same time. Like they threw the comedy aspect just to throw off the that dark tone, and I thought it worked very well. The blending of it, like when he tells Willie, "You got 5 minutes. You're gonna be here in 5 minutes," and they have that whole thing, and he's like, "She's not coming in." And then next thing you know, he's getting choked out by the guy, and then Short Round helps him, and then he goes in the room, and she's like, "Indy, I'm right here," and he pushes the thing. Like it's mad funny. But again, it's then they go in, and then they go through all the bugs again, and you're like, oh crap. And he's like, and then the whole lever situation was mad funny. He's like, not this hole, that hole. He's pointing.
The monkey brains or whatever.
Oh yeah, in the food
that
palace.
Scene always makes people, like comedy part. It's gross.
Yeah,
but it's played for laughs.
Yeah, you have any soup, and you see when she dig in, and then like the eyeball rolls over.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's really nasty. Like, and then he's about to barf, and he grabs Short Round's hat, and he's like fighting with her. Like, I don't know. There's so many funny aspects. Yeah, Willie is annoying at the end. But I just think the whole movie has like this fun aspect to it. I just think it's so fun. And then when he gets possessed, he becomes a voodoo. He drinks the voodoo blood
of Kali.
I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I just feel like the movie is just at the end is like a fun. I get where like Scott is talking about. Like it is in one location, but I just think it's fun that he saves the kids. And he has some cool parts too, like even when he's like, "Short Round, stop goofing around and get down here," and he's getting shot, and he's like whips, and then he's like zip lining into the mine cart. That shit is fun, and the music is kicking in. So like it really feels like a fun. They don't make them like this no more. It's weird. It's sad to say, like even when we're gonna talk about the newer ones, but it just doesn't have that passion of filmmaking. I don't know if you understand what I mean. You know what I mean? Like when you see this movie,
$1,000,000,000%.
Yeah,
I agree too.
You see George Lucas and Spielberg look like they had fun, like they used their imaginations, like it just feels fun. Like that ending of them going into like leading up to that minecart chase scene is just so fun. Like he's saving the kids, and he's like, "All of us," and she's like, "All of us," and he just all of us. You see the guy get punched, and with those ridiculous sound effects, but it's just so funny. Like it just.
I love those sound effects.
Yeah, it's so cool. But anyway, we're gonna be here for hours talking about how fun each of these movies are. But all right, Scott, what is your score for Temple of Doom?
I still give it a 5 out of 5, even though I have that one little nitpick problem about it.
Okay, all right, Nate, what you got?
4.5.
4.5. All right, awesome. I gave it a 5.5.
Nice.
I give it a 5. I just think it's just a cool. It's a great movie, and I think this is the first movie that I was like, oh my god, you could really ride from a plane into a lake, off a waterfall, into a snowy thing. But yeah,
really like knocks
heard
off
it for you.
Yeah, I really don't like. And I don't think Kate Capshaw's like. She might. I don't even know what else. I don't remember her in anything else. I just don't like her performance in this. It's too annoying, and she's in it a lot, especially when you're coming off of Marion in the first, who's like a great leading lady.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then you get this lady, and I'm like, damn, no wonder she ain't in the. No wonder he left her, and he's back with Marion because it's a prequel. So clearly, he's like, no. She was.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, the Marion's perfect. The second one won't shut up, and the third one's a Nazi. So you got to go back to Marion.
We're gonna talk about her too in a moment. But all right, let's jump to the chat. James is here. What's up, James?
Hey,
he gave the first one 5 out of 5. Great movie. Always shoot first. Triborough's here as well. What's up, Triborough?
Hey, Triborough.
Okay, Evan says, thank you to Temple. We got a PG-13 rate. Yep, it is one of the movies that pissed off parents when taking their kids. Triborough saying hello to everybody. Short Round, Monkey Brains. James says, the heart scene was always scary, and the braid eating was gross when I was a kid. This scared the children. Triborough says, Temple of Doom is his favorite. Tony says, Temple of Doom is very underrated. I disagree. It's not underrated at all. Sequel that I love for its more darker themes, and it's almost a horror movie at times, and Short Round is great. and I didn't even mind Kate Capshaw in this. She was funny. Disagree on the last part, and this is not an underrated movie. Alex read the box office. This made a ton of money, and it's very popular. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's underrated. All right, they're saying hello. Another fun fact is Tony again. This was written by a husband and wife duo, Willard. Oh, shoot, the chat just shot down. Willard Hayek and Gloria Katz, who would also go on to write and direct Howard the Duck. If anyone else has any more fun facts tonight that lead to Howard the Duck, don't say them. I'm not reading them anymore. And Robert says, Kate Capshaw sounds like my ex. Well, that's why she's your ex, Rob. Tony says, I miss the days of early PG-rated films where you could get away with a lot of crazy stuff like Temple of Doom and Barbarella. Barbarella as well. This movie got a bunch of nudity in it. Let's see. They even threw in a musical number. Jay says, at the beginning.
I like that. Yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah, it's got a musical number. Trevor says, Kate Capshaw was funny as Willie. I remember going to see this with my little cousin back in the day. My cousin screams, close the door, during the argument scene at the hotel with Indy and Willie. Anything goes, says Robert. So good call there. Hey, people are really going off on this one. The minecart sequence is one of the best action sequences of all time. Oh, no, of the whole franchise, says Tony. James says, Indiana Jones is the whole reason that adventure games were created. Some of my favorites, including Tomb Raider and the Uncharted series. Nathan Drake is basically the 2000s Indiana Jones, for sure. Yep, I agree. Yeah. Evan says, can't stay on. Dinner time. I will check back in afterward, but here's my ranking. I'll just read it now. Number 1, Last Crusade. Number 2, Raiders. Number 3, Crystal Skull. Number 4, Dial. Number 5, Temple.
Oh
I love all the movies and the TV shows.
Oh, Lord.
Go eat dinner. James says.
Go eat dinner.
James says practical effects were a huge reason why it was so cool. Seeing it at MGM Studios back in the day for that stunt show was amazing. And that's still, Alex, we got to go see that. When you're in Florida, we're going to the stunt show because it is still pretty cool.
Do they take audiences? I want to be Indy.
No, but it starts off in a cave, and then they open the set, and then all of a sudden there's like an airplane, and there's all this kind of it's like a stunt.
Yeah, I never seen besides Lethal Weapon boat show in Six Flags.
Lethal Weapon boat show.
They had a Lethal Weapon boat
up
show
in part 4.
I think of boats for sure.
Yeah. The only thing I think of is part 4 when they're on his boat at the beginning.
Dude, trust me, I questioned a lot what Six Flags is doing, but it was called Lethal Weapon boat show.
All right. James gives this one a 5 out of 5. Triborough gives both, like you, Alex, the first of, and Scott, 5 out of 5 for both. Jay gives this one a 4.9 out of a 5. Tony says 10 out of 10 again. Triborough says, why didn't Marion come back in the sequel?
Because Marion, because Marion would be a teenager. Actually, she wouldn't even be born.
No, she wouldn't be born. He's not that much older than her.
She'll be a kid, right? Because
she was a little younger. I don't know how old she is in Raiders.
I read this online. It was like a 10-year age gap.
Between Indy and her?
Yeah, when they were dating, Indy was like 27. She was like 17.
Yeah, she was probably like a teenager in this.
Yeah. So this one, he would have been...
It would have been too creepy. Yeah. That's why she...
Well, this one's like 2 years younger than that one, I think, because 36 was Raiders. I think 34 is where Temple of Doom takes place.
Is 34? Okay, yeah. But I don't know how old Indy is in these movies.
Yeah.
He's 30. He's 37 in Raiders.
So he's 35?
How do you know he's 37?
She's 25?
I looked it up while I was watching. I'm doing my homework, Alex.
Scott was looking at his blood work.
She would have been old enough to do that.
He's O positive.
Okay, Robert gives this one a 5. He gives Raiders a 5+. Triborough says, I'm always fascinated by what they actually use for the brain scene at the dinner table.
It could be Jell-O.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, that looks like Jell-O.
It looked like Jell-O.
And then Jay, wrapping it up, Howard the Duck was...
Oh, my God.
Trash! And then Jay says, didn't Harrison do some of his own stunts?
Harrison...
Scott, did you look that up?
Yeah, he did do his stunts. Yeah, he did.
Harrison?
Yeah,
he was mixed.
I mean, did you see his body in that? I would have done my own stunts too. Look at that ripped man.
My man.
All right, that's it.
All right. Well, guess what? They decided to do another one. 1989, they decided to do the final one. At the time, it was the final film. you didn't know what was gonna happen. But they decided to bring in Papa Jones in this one.
Papa Jones.
Senior, Indiana Jones Senior joins in the mix, which is played by James Bond himself. Now makes sense why they wanted to do James Bond. So they got an actual James Bond.
True.
In here they got Sean Connery, which doesn't sound like it's Harrison Ford, but they decided to do Sean Connery, so it's actually pretty cool. And there you go. The rest is history. Everyone is back. Harrison Ford is back. Marcus is back. Sala is back. And then Sean Connery joins the cast of this. Take it away, Scott. What did you got? What did you get for this one?
For this one, I think this one is first one. This one's a 5 out of 5. It is. Yeah. Spoiler alert. It's a 5 out of 5, and the girl's a Nazi. Just so you guys don't know. But anyway, this one is. I don't know how they would do if they didn't bring Sean Connery in and open up Indiana Jones's universe, like showing his family and stuff like that. I think the comedy writing and the dialogue between Indy and his dad is the best out of the whole franchise. That's why a lot of people put this at number 1 because of the chemistry between the two. You and I were talking about it at the baseball game when they were trying to fly the plane. And one of my favorite parts is when they get onto the ground and he's shooting at him. He goes, "These people are trying to kill us." And he goes, "I know, Dad." He goes, "It's a new experience for me." He goes, "It happens to me all the time." And it also just like the mystery and the Holy Grail and everything like that. Like it's so well put together by the end, and him trying to track down everything. It's like, damn, he's so smart and sexy. But anyway, yeah.
What is going on with
I'm joking.
his ripped body? He's so sexy. What is happening?
Dude,
You know,
inner Harrison loving is coming out.
But yeah, it's I don't have any negatives about this movie.
Okay.
It's all just a 5 out of 5 positive for me. It finishes strong for what was supposed to be a last movie.
Gotcha. All right, Nate, what you got?
Okay, positives. I think this one, for me, even though the first movie has the iconic opening, I think the most iconic. This is my favorite of the three, with River Phoenix as like young Indy and the train and all that. I love this opening like sequence. I think it's a ton of fun. I think it's extremely well shot, and it's cool to see like instead of a whole prequel or anything, it's just like a little mini prequel where you could see Indy when he was younger and kind of it shows how he got the scar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a cool little thing to write in. So I love the opening. It's weird that Sean Connery's his dad because he's only 12 years older than him, which means in real life, so like he had it when he was 12. So, that's pretty crazy. But anyway, he does look more than 12 years older than him in this movie. So I guess it works. Connery's amazing. Great pick. And this one, to me, feels more like the first movie than Temple.
Yeah.
Because Temple feels like a standalone story. And I feel like it makes sense because if you're doing like serials, basically, you could really kind of do a lot of different things. This one feels like a straight up sequel to the first one because you have the Nazis and it's like Scott said, like with the globe trotting and kind of going around and the solving these sort of like mysteries and stuff to find this artifact. That's not really how Temple works all the way. But yeah, this one feels like the first. As far as the negatives, for me, I don't love the end of this movie. Like the actual part with where he goes to get the Holy Grail.
The trials?
Yeah. And there's that old guy in the freaking
one of the knights.
Yeah, I don't love that. I've never loved that. And I know that these movies, especially the first one, it deals with sort of supernatural elements, and the second one definitely. I mean, you got people's hearts coming out and people getting possessed and all that. But that one always felt a little like weird to me. Besides that, though, again, it's a minor nitpick. I also think this was lacking a true proper love interest, like a good one that you can because Scott said, besides the actress being named Allison Doody, which is hilarious, she's like not a true love interest, right? She ends up being a Nazi and all this kind of stuff. So, other than that, though, again, a great movie. borderline flawless. Another great score, another great adventure. A little long. I think this is it might be the longest one. A little over 2 hours, but overall, fantastic.
Yeah, this was 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah,
The film. Yeah,
it feels like it.
it does. It does. When it comes to this movie, it's very interesting. Like, I liked the father and son dynamic. I think it was really fun, and you know, it annoys me because I was like, man, I wish we had more of them two going off on an adventures. But I think it was, I think it was funny. I mean, from the get go, you do get a mini origin in the beginning, which I think it worked. And you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
If River Phoenix never died of the drug overdose in the '80s, I think I could totally see him reprising the role as his son in the in later in the movies, if they bring back Harrison Ford and then you have River Phoenix to play his turn, because he had the mannerisms of Harrison Ford down packed. Like, you were like, oh damn, it really feels like that is a younger
they could have done
Indy.
a full prequel movie of
Yeah.
like a young Indiana Jones.
You could have. You had so much potential there, but he died so young. But yeah, I like the mini prequel. I love when the father comes in because I think it's just so funny because he has this hatred. It is just mad funny with his dad. I'll tell you, Scott, one of my favorite scenes is when they're sitting in the blimp, right? And his father's there chilling. And he goes, Dad, you know, we never have time to talk. You know, you're always off. It looks like you always you always love more stuff that's dead than alive. And he goes, okay, then. He slams the book and he goes, now talk. And he was like, what? He goes, well, I'm here. I want to listen. You got something to say? And he's just like, so then what are you crying about? Let's get to this thing now. Like, I thought that was like mad funny. The scene with the plane, he on top. And he's like, Dad, he's on your 11 o'clock. He's on your what? 10, 11. Like, that's mad funny. And then, like, he shoots his plane. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, son. Like, there's so much son. And then the other one that's mad funny is when he goes, Jesus Christ, and he slapped the shit out of him. He was like, that's bathroom. Yeah. He looks so mad. Like, he wanted to, like, he was just like, all right, we're going to Venice.
I also think this one has the best action sequences.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Action,
Yeah.
like, of thinking of our, like, the action movies. Like, action, this one has the best sequences.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think, out of
hands
the
down.
two.
Yeah.
Hands down. And you know the crazy thing, I mean, and then you see the dilemma between like, he never shows emotions to his son, but then when he thinks his son is dead, he gets mad emotional. He's like, I never had time to tell him how much I feel.
Junior.
Yeah. And then he's standing next to them all hurt. He's like, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Like, that's fun. Sala, I think is funny in this one. Sala,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was funny. Marcus Brody, I think was mad funny.
My God.
Was mad funny when he's like, he could disguise himself in 20 something different languages. He goes, Mark, he could do that. He goes, no, he got lost in his own museum.
Doesn't anybody around here speak English?
Yeah, that was mad funny. After he says like that big pep talk, does anyone here know how to talk English? Like, that was mad funny. And he's like, Sala, like, he's mad surprised to see Sala. Like, again, there's a lot of funny aspects here. It's very heartfelt between father and son. They both clear, you know, about each other dire. I don't know. I just think it's a really perfect trilogy at the end of the day. I mean, there's no way you can say one is better than the other. To me, so at the end of the day, I just think they're very strong. I think this has to be one of the strongest 1 through 3 I could see. And we did 470 plus action movies. I think this has to be one of the best 1 through 3s I think there is out there.
Yeah,
Agree,
100%.
Yeah. So, all right, Scott, you gave it a 5 out of 5. Nate, what did you give the score for this film?
4.5.
4.5. All right, I gave it a 5 out of 5. I think it's just perfect. I mean, it does have some flaws, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. That silhouette of all of them running into the sunset is one of the best ones. I think is the best way to end the franchise. But anyway,
Okay, let's jump to the chat real
Okay.
quick. This one not. All right, I can get through these quicker than Temple. All right, so James says the dog was named Indiana. Yeah, kind of also get the origin of that whole nonsense. Jay says River Phoenix as young played the young Indy. Yes. Charbro says love the dialogue between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford. He was the perfect casting choice as Henry Jones Sr. They needed to bring him back in the 4th sequel if it was done a lot sooner.
No, he was still alive.
When they
He
he
said
died
no.
12 years after it.
Yeah, he
He
said
was
no.
retired though.
Yeah, he
was
said he was
retired.
not coming back.
I think his last movie was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Robert says Last Crusade, 5 all the way. Awesome opening sequence. Triborough says Last Crusade, 5 out of 5. Jay was saying the Templar Knight. Yes, that guy always kind of weirded me out. James says OG Trilogy gets a 5 overall, but he'll give this movie a 4.5 out of a 5. Tony says The Last Crusade is my favorite of the trilogy and one of my favorite movies of all time. It does a perfect transition to the first film and brings Indiana's dad into the mix as well, which was a brilliant idea. Yeah, see, like, not surprised that it's everyone's favorite is one of these 3, pretty much. Tony also says, I'm with Scott. I also love the Nazi chick as well. She's my favorite Indiana girl of the franchise. Crazy. Wild.
She was
take.
hot, but a Nazi.
What was her name? Marisol?
Elsa.
No. Elsa.
Elsa.
Yes, Elsa.
Marisol the Nazi.
Marisol.
The Spanish Nazi.
Marisol.
Oh, man. Okay, Jay says River Phoenix was a very good actor. Chabro says River Phoenix would have played a better young Indy to take over the series than Shia LaBeouf did.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. But I mean, it was impossible, but I agree. Tony says 10 out of 10 for me. Jay says 4.5 out of 5. And then Robert says Elisa?
Elsa.
It's Elsa. Scott's right. It's not Elisa. Robert, or maybe he just added an I in there by accident. Either way, that's it. Okay, that's all.
All right. So they decided to bring back a newer 007, a newer James Bond. Oh, Jesus Christ, a newer
James
Indiana
Jones.
James Jones, and the Crystal Skull. James Jones.
And the Crystal
Okay. James Jones. In the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So we got Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Now they brought back Marion, the original Karen Allen. She's back. Shia LaBeouf now plays Mutt Williams, which is AKA Indiana Jones Jr. And then, of course, we got Harrison Ford back as the role. Now, Marcus I believe he did die. No, he was alive.
No,
I don't know.
I thought he was. He was in this one.
I don't think he was. Was he?
No, remember they hit the statue of him from the university and it said he died in 1944?
The actor died. Yes, the actor died. Sean Connery is the one that didn't return. So everyone's back. Okay, take it away, Nate. What did you think of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
I remember. Okay, well, we reviewed these movies for AMG, and again, we're going to be doing full reviews for these again on the Director Spotlight. So I'm trying to also keep my thoughts less so we can talk more. But I don't hate this movie, and I think we caught a little flack when we did that AMG episode, but I don't care.
Yeah, I
don't think it's as bad as the rest of the world thinks it is. I'm not saying it's great. But it does not, to me, this doesn't like ruin the franchise or put a disgusting stain on it. I just think it's a lesser movie than the first 3. He is older. I understand a lot of people didn't like the whole alien thing, but it's not that surprising when you've already done, supernatural, spiritual stuff to then make a serial that's also kind of sci-fi. And this is set in the 50s, I believe. 50s, right?
Yep.
So then it fits. I never really had the big issue with the whole alien thing. I do have other issues though. Anyway, more positives. I think Harrison Ford's still good in this movie. He is older, but for the most part, it still feels like Indy. I love Marion. I thought she was great to be back. They still have a good chemistry between them. I like Ray Winstone in this as like his friend turned like
the
villain.
triple agent.
Yeah, the triple agent. I love Kate Blanchett's haircut in this movie. It's hilarious. But you got an A-list actress playing the villain. She looked like she was having some fun. Negatives, yes, there's some. Okay, this has some bad CGI and scenes that really don't hold up. Now I'm looking at the ants. I'm looking at the swinging with the monkeys. One of the worst. I love Spielberg, but one of the worst decisions in this whole franchise is that whole segment with the swinging the monkeys. And like people talk about it as like a joke, and they're right. It should be roasted. It's a horrible scene. And yeah, some dodgy CGI. Again, this one also feels a little long. I think Shia LaBeouf is an actor that I think has gotten better, but I didn't love that sort of. I didn't like his performance in this movie. It's like the tough guy kid. It doesn't. He didn't feel like that. I feel like he could do this now that he's a little older, but then didn't work. Oh yeah, don't get me started with the fridge, nuking the fridge. It became a phrase. Like jumping the shark, nuking the fridge. So there's negatives here, but overall, for an older Indiana Jones, I think it's still a mostly fun movie, and I'll just leave it there.
All right, Scott, what you got?
So I actually hated this movie when it first came out. I was one of those people who was like, "What is this? This is the aliens. Get out of here with this crap!" Like I was very upset. But after listening to your AMG podcast and then rewatching it after that, and then rewatching it again for this ranking, it grew on me. Like it grew on me pretty good. One of the things, because I love Indiana Jones in general. Like I've watched him ever since I was a kid. Huge fan. I like the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, and they even do a shout out to that. Because he's like, you know how to speak Mayan, and he's like, yeah. Pancho Villa taught me. He's like, you rode with Pancho Villa, and that's one of the TV movies in that Young Indiana Jones thing.
Oh,
so yeah, I was like, oh snap! My mind was blown. But yeah, I mean, it feels like the negative part of this is it definitely feels like they waited way too long to try and bring him back and bring everything back together. It has the Indiana Jones feel. But it's like off. Like it's like that phrase I used. It's like lightning in a bottle if the bottle had a big crack in it. So like while it's good, there's some stuff leaking out the other side. So I didn't mind Shia LaBeouf. He was kind of annoying in some parts. I liked Kate Blanchett as a bad guy. I liked his friend who was the double agent and the triple agent. When they're in the beginning, when he's like, Boris, they're like playing chicken going down the hallway in the warehouse. He's like, you don't know him. He jumps out of the
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
That part kills me. But yeah, I mean, it's got its flaws. It's definitely doesn't hold a candle to the original 3 movies. But I have grown to like it, and I think it's decent. So I would give it rating wise like
Wait, no, you don't have to yet. You don't have to yet. Not yet. Not yet.
I didn't give my score yet either. We do it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, though. And again, I forgot to say this one, the action scenes besides the CGI, good. They're good.
Yeah.
Especially the warehouse one. I think that's one of the best. I think Alex likes it too, though. I'll let him go. But do you think this movie would have been better if it was made in 1998 instead of 2008? Because 10 years later, Indy, so he's not as old.
Yeah,
Harrison would have been older, but not like really old. Do you think maybe that gap would have been? Because it's still like later. 10 years is still a while. But do you think it would have been better than waiting like nearly 20 years?
I don't think the technology was there for what they were trying to do.
They wouldn't have had this. Yeah, the alien stuff. If they did aliens still, same storyline. Yeah. Maybe that part doesn't look better. But maybe he doesn't do the CGI monkeys because they don't have.
Maybe they do a completely different story.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think it might have been better. I think it might have
maybe.
Been. He would have to use the tools available, and it would have been less CGI. But anyway, okay. Anyway, Alex, sorry.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I watched this movie. I liked it now. I liked it. Dude, I don't see the big fuss everyone's making with this movie. Like, I sat there and I'm going, sure, there is a lot of flaws, but at the end of the day, this felt like another Indiana Jones movie. And you know what? I think it's because Steven Spielberg was in the camera chair, like, directing, because it feels like an Indiana Jones movie. Now, it's not as strong as 1, 2, and 3, but you know what? It was pretty cool. There's some stuff I loved, and I'm going to go with it. Pros, I like they introduced his son. He did not know his son, but it was his son. And I was like, okay, pretty cool. Shia LaBeouf did look like Harrison Ford in a lot of scenes. I was like, holy crap. You could see there's certain, like, his nose or something, like, when it was weird. I was like, man, he does look eerie similar to, like, a young Harrison. So I was like, I can see why they got him. Now, anyway, Marion being back, I kind of liked a lot. It was pretty cool because they did have that banter, and they did it during the quicksand, so it was actually pretty funny. And he was like, "You gotta tell him he's a rope." He's a snake.
It's a rope.
Yeah.
He's like, tell me it's a rope. Okay, grab the rope. And he's like, ah, and then yank him out. So I thought that was like, again, there was a lot of funny parts, but then there's stuff that, well, let's see, I love the warehouse scene. I think that thing is awesome. Him whipping himself all over. It wasn't CGI. It was actually a stuntman from the back running a lot more faster than a real Harrison Ford, but I'm okay with it because my imaginations went with it. I'd rather have somebody in a body double than a CGI character running over a train, which we're going to talk about.
Absolutely.
Agreed, a million percent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I love that whole warehouse scene. He's running on top of the thing, and I'm like, this is dope. And then he swings, and he goes, oh, I missed it. When he crashes into the truck. I thought that was funny. Then you got the aspect. I like him and Shia LaBeouf had good chemistry. I just think the 50s, I kind of get it. He was born in the 50s, so he has the tough guy, grease, lightning shit going on. I totally get it. I totally get it. His father wasn't in the picture because she didn't tell him. I totally get it. I'm with Nate on this. I just did not like the whole tough guy thing. I like Shia LaBeouf as his son. Yeah. I was like, okay, it does work. But I just did not like it. Yeah,
I like him in this role.
Yeah, I just did not feel that type of character. But then when he wasn't acting that tough, and then they were doing the adventure, and he was talking, he was like, "Hey, so why didn't you go to school?" He was like, "I dropped out here and there and all this." And he goes, "Well, you know, you're a mechanic." He goes, "You know, you got to do what you love." And then when he found out he's his son, he's like, "You're going to school." He's like, "What?"
Some good humor.
It was, and he goes, "What happened to the thing you told me?" He goes, "I don't care what I told you. You're going to school." Like that stuff was funny. I did not like the swinging of the monkeys, which it didn't bother me. I didn't care because it did feel like a serial type thing, but I would have cut it. It does. I could have cut it from the floor. Like this is not gonna work. But they could have redid like a new scene of him jumping back in the car after fencing or something. Because that's the only reason is because he was leading back to the stupid car. But I don't know. I just felt like everything else. John Hurt was great in this movie. We didn't even bring him up. He was really good in this movie.
Back to the first movie where it's like,
yeah.
Remember you thought he was dead because she tells him he's dead in the first film. And he's not dead. He's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I thought that was a pretty cool callback, of this character who you don't really think about after the first movie at all.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty smart.
And it's cool because I felt like it was a little eerie to Raiders at the end. When she's like, tell me more, and then you see the whole alien thing is spinning and everything is sucked in, and he's just like running with everyone. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of liked it. It reminded me of the Mummy 1. Remember when they were running out of the thing in the Mummy and everything's like collapsing itself? I liked it. And this felt more like Scott said. It felt more like an adventure. They were going to the mine, whatever, and puzzles and all this stuff. And I don't know. Look, it worked for me, and I can see why it did $700 million because of the Steven Spielberg effect with Harrison Ford and I think the adventure. Now. I enjoyed
it. Thing about this movie, I feel like, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I think you might agree. I feel like it's aged better than when it came out.
Yes.
Right? Like I could see why people didn't like it. But I feel like over time, and maybe even with after the new movie especially, I feel like this one has aged pretty well. Like you go back and watch it, you're like, you know what? It's not that bad, really.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I totally agree. I think there's certain movies that are like that. When you first watch it, you go, oh, this is a crappy movie. Then when you rewatch it, you're like, well, it's not as bad that I thought when I saw it the first time. But this movie, I agree. I love the whole Roswell 1947 shit because I'm into the X-Files. So I was like, I love that whole thing. When he's sitting there, he goes, that thing with the aliens? I was like, yes, Indy. Talk about it.
I mean, look at Scott. He hated this movie when he saw it, when he was whatever, teenager.
I think this movie has the Jaws 2 effect. Where Jaws 2 isn't it's not completely horrible or anything, but it does have Jaws 1 to try and hold a candle to.
It pales in comparison to the original.
Yes.
But it has some merits.
Exactly.
It's okay. Until he started banging the electronic board, then it jumps in. Oh, that's stupid. When he's banging the thing and doing stupid noises, and then Jaws comes and he's like,
don't get started on the sequel.
Yeah, don't get me with the Jaws sequel. You're going to get me going nuts. But anyway, we'll maybe do that in a future episode of rankings. We'll do like a
The
Jaws.
Jaws franchise.
A Jaws franchise.
We'll bring Scott back for that.
We'll bring
garbage.
Scott.
Yeah.
He'll show off all his tins for Jaws 1 through 4.
Look at these.
Yeah, all my steel books.
Okay, so with that said, Scott, what do you score Crystal Skull?
I think Crystal Skull gets I think it gets like a 3.5 out of 5.
Nice, like that. What you got
Yeah.
there, Nate?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like on this review, like this rewatch, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
You know, it's funny.
I think it's pretty good.
On the Action Movie Guys podcast, I gave it a 3, and I think
I
Nate
did
gave
too.
it a 3 also. I'm on board. I'm giving it a 3.5. I kind of liked it more the other time watching it
Dial of
again.
Destiny put everyone's spoiler alert. Put everyone's score up.
Yeah.
Dial of Destiny made Crystal Skull look better.
Okay, let me read the chat. People were chiming in on this one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let me go up. Where am I? James, I think, was the first one. Okay, James said, "Okay, I'll say it now. Crystal Skull was good for 3/4 of the movie, and then
Okay.
Aliens. So he didn't like the alien stuff, which
I
some
can
people
see
do.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert gives this one a 3 out of a 5. James says, I'll give it 3.75. So he's kind of on board with us.
Okay.
3.75 out of 5. Still fun and enjoyable, but could have gone a different way for that last act. Fair enough. Robert says, that fridge scene. Yes, stupid. Jay says, Scott and his fun facts tonight. Scott, you're really impressing the people out there. Triborough said, the storyline was good, but they waited too long to make this film. Agree. Tony says, I'm with Nate. And this, I really like Crystal Skull. And sure, it's not as good as the original trilogy, but it's a nice companion piece to The Last Crusade. And I love the whole 50s vibe and the Area 51. So, Alex, similar to like what you were saying.
Yeah.
Triborough says, by 2008, they would have had to do a soft reboot. Young generation do not even know or care about Indiana Jones. I agree in some ways. I know a lot of younger people who've never even watched any of these movies. So I don't disagree with his assertion there. Tony says, sure, there's some silly moments, like the monkey swinging his eye rolling, but I don't even mind Shia as much. He was an inspiring casting choice for Indiana's son, and he got to be together with Marion. James said, maybe the CGI is better because they would put more effort into it, like Jurassic Park level CGI monkeys. That would have been sick. They had little animatronic monkeys swinging. I would have been on board. This would have been a nice way to end the franchise had they not decided to make the 5th movie. 8 out of 10 for Tony. Triborough gives us a 2 out of 5. So not really a fan. Tony says, I totally get why George Lucas was doing for Indiana Jones 4, and I think Aliens is quite interesting. James says they were trying to make him like a greaser type of character. The adventure version of Danny Zuko. He was like the Fonz from Happy Days. And then Triber says, I would have to rewatch it again now to see your point, Nate. Oh, okay. I enjoyed Jaws 2. The other sequels suck. Jay gives this one a 3 out of a 5. Tony says, hot take. Oh, here we go. No, this is the last one. This one's not even about Indiana Jones, but I'm going to read it. Hot take. Jaws 3D is the best sequel of the franchise. It is a fun, trashy, B-level schlock horror film. No!
No.
Triborough says,
no.
Right, Tony, you're trash. That's it.
No. Anyway,
I'm about to walk away.
2023, Steven Spielberg walked away and decided to give up his director chair to another director. Disney decided to continue going on the road with Indiana Jones, and they got James Mangold to direct. And now this movie, and I'm not lying to you people, this movie had a whopping, I think, 4 writers or 5. So,
Jesus.
yeah, I think it had a lot of writers attached to this one.
Anytime you see more than 2 names, be a little worried.
It was a lot of writers, I believe. I remember watching the ending credit. I was like, holy crap. But anyway, with that said, Dial of Destiny came out. Now, they decided to do a lot of stuff on this, and I'll do it quick because I don't know what's going to fall in your stuff. So,
Alex, 4 writers.
Oh, 4 writers, which is still a lot of writers for a
Nez
freaking...
Butterworth, John Henry Butterworth, David Koepp, and James Mangold all had writing credits.
Okay, so then there you go.
I'm
That's
with
a lot
Butterworth.
of people. That's a lot of Butterworth.
Butterworth.
Miss Butterworth. Was it? Okay, so Dial of Destiny came out. Indiana Jones reprised his role. Marion is in for like 2 seconds of the film, and then I think that's pretty much it. Phoebe Gates?
Waller-Bridge.
Oh, Waller. She Phoebe Waller plays Wombat.
Yeah, that's a terrible name.
Anyway,
That's
she
Wombat.
she plays a character, and she gets her own sidekick, which is a Spanish kid that knows how to fly a plane. Anyway, with that said, Nate, take it away. What did you think of Dial and Destiny?
God. Okay. Positives. Okay, now this is weird because when we reviewed this movie for when it came out, and I didn't hate it at that time. There were some things I liked about it. I never rewatched it, and I never bought it, which is usually a sign. Like, I didn't even want to buy it. Shout out to Jay. He gave me his digital copy of it. So, I have it, but only digital. I watched it for this, and I was like, okay, I remember liking some things, and I gotta say, I hated it, actually. I think going to the theater, I liked the opening, and I still kind of like the opening. Now I know it's CGI, whatever. I like the opening, like on the train. I still do. I think it's the best part of the whole movie, and it's the very beginning of the movie. The problem with that is this freaking movie is 2.5 hours long. So it's like the very beginning is the best, and it's all downhill after that. This doesn't even feel like an Indiana Jones movie. It doesn't. No one can tell me different. I know Evan ranked it 4th, but I think he likes this movie. I have no clue how. It doesn't feel like an Indiana Jones movie. It feels like a movie where they wanted to make Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Wombat to be the new sort of like take the mantle. Horrible idea. I'm never a fan of making a movie character be like the side character in their own movie. I think it's always dumb. I think it's always a bad idea. Nobody showed up to see her. People showed up to see Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? Look at James Bond. Imagine, Alex, if they made a James Bond movie where he's like the sidekick and so it's like 005. That is like the main. That's how this felt a lot of times. And she's not even a good character. She's annoying. I'm not a fan. The movie ends with him getting punched and knocked out and like I'm like, this is like, it's absolute character assassination to me. I don't like it. I don't even think the adventure is that interesting. Like as far as like what they're going to get, the whole time traveling thing. I mean, people were complaining about the aliens, but this one has like weird time travel that is also not that cool. The best parts of this movie, the beginning, which I do still like. The score is still good. John Williams, he's like 100 years old, still knocks out a great score. And I think the poster is pretty cool. I think the poster looks nice. Other than that, I don't like this movie. I think it's bad. It's way too long. Way too long. It feels longer. And Mangold was a good choice. I think he's a good director. But I smell the studio interference all over this thing. I smell Disney saying, James, don't do what you want to do. This is what we're going to do. You just need to make it. And I bet that's why Spielberg didn't make it.
Yes,
honestly.
I agree. I totally
He was like,
agree.
I ain't doing that. Nope. I'm out. I'm not working this script. I'm not just doing what Disney commands of me. And this is a total disaster.
All right. What you got, Scott?
You can't put Spielberg in the corner. This movie. I mean, I completely shadow everything that Nate said. It's way too long. It does not feel like an Indiana Jones movie whatsoever. For a little bit of positive, my favorite parts were, yes, the weird CGI, him looking weird in the first part of the movie where he's in World War II. I do like the chase scene at the library, or was it at the library? When they're in New York and he's like riding the horse down the subway and everything like that. I liked all that. I thought that was cool. The one thing I will give this film is they don't hold back with them shooting people. Like they literally will just shoot you. Like I've never noticed it. In like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like they didn't have that harsh of like shooting violence, but in this one, I mean, they just walk in, like all of a sudden the teachers start walking in the office and they're just shooting them one by one as they're walking in the office. But other than that, this movie's way too long. I did not care about the girl. You're right, Indiana Jones felt like a side character. I mean, it would have been better off if they just like left it alone after the fourth movie. Um, I don't want to say that I hate this movie. Like, this is not like that one Star Wars movie that I hate. This is
Last
like,
Jedi?
yeah, don't get me started. It's like, I can sit through a watch through of all 5 movies, but I'm never gonna pick this one as an individual watch, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I could just watch the first 4 and never watch this again, and I'll be chilling.
Yeah,
good. I don't
that's
even
true.
need to see what happens.
That's true.
That 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with you more if this was like the 3rd one, where it's in the middle, so I kind of have to get through it. But the fact that it's last means it's an easy skip. Like, nope, Crystal Skull, last one to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
But I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I
By
can
the way,
tell.
and I'm gonna do the same thing to Alex Scott.
Yeah.
When he texted me his rankings, called this one "Dial of Dicks." So he Dial of Destiny. Alex also called it something else, but I'll wait till he's done. But yes, Dial of Dicks was the text I got with for this one.
Look, I'm gonna be 100 honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. This movie's a piece of crap. And even on the rewatch, I tried to. You could ask my wife. I talked through this entire movie. I was like, this movie is dumb. Like, halfway through the thing, I'm saying this movie is stupid. And she's like, can you shut up? I'm like, yo, this chick girl is annoying the shit out of me. Like, Phoebe's character, Waller, or whatever her stupid name is, Helena, whatever. She's a great actress. It's just whatever they wrote for that girl was just so annoying. So annoying. She steals the artifact from Indiana Jones, then leaves him with the thing. They could have killed him in the first 5 minutes. She didn't give a shit. She just locked him in there with assassins that were looking for that stupid thing. Like, it was just so weird and stupid. And she steals it. They go to Morocco. She's like, no, this is not your property. He's like, this is my property. And they arguing back and forth. And then they do this stupid, horrible chase with the stupid golf carts all over the place. That is one of the horrible sequences. I don't care what anyone tells me about the minecart. That scene is atrocious, going all over the place. It was CGI in a lot of times. And then it went back to real. I did not like it at all. It was horrible. I did not like the adventure. I hate time travel stuff. I always hated it. And when they introduced it to Indiana Jones, I said, this is really stupid. And then he landed. Then they go into, oh my God, it was just so dumb. He was like, just leave me here. He gets jacked up by his goddaughter. And then he wakes up at his time, and then Marion comes in. Then you find out his son is dead because he joined the army to piss him off. And then he dies. And I'm like, how did you kill his son off? Like, even off screen. Like, I'm like, really? And that's another thing that pisses me off because I kind of like Shia LaBeouf, and I was like, you could have just brought him back, and they did the adventure together. Like, yeah, because he gets older, so you could have did an older thing that he gets mature, so he's no more this tough, greasy guy from Grease Lightning. I don't know. I just think greasy guy. I just feel so like it's a very poor movie, and I agree with Nate. This is a very poor film. It does not feel like an Indiana Jones film. It feels like a video game of Indiana Jones. Like a company that took the source material and did not know what to do with it, and they just gave you a video game and you're just playing through it. I hated the opening sequence of Indiana Jones. That CGI shit, that de-aging sequence, I did not like. He's talking mad old with a young face. Made no damn sense to me. I don't know. I just did not like it at all. And I agree with Nate. I could watch 1 through 4. I'm never putting on 5. Like, that thing is gonna collect dust like the script. Like, it just should have been dusty.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford should have spoke up and be like, man, this movie's
I don't know what's Disney's obsession with like
female leads.
Not only female leads, but
also,
like assassinating their legacy characters. They did this with Star Wars. With both Luke and Han Solo, and now this, where they take these characters that you loved, you saw all these movies, you learned to love them, and then they basically make them sad old men. That's
another thing that pissed me off. The movie starts off with him like sitting on the couch all grumpy, and then you find out he got a divorce from Marion. And then he loses his son.
What's the point? Well, I like this guy. Why are we making him a sad, old, broken down loser? Yeah. And they're obsessed with it. They keep doing it. And this one is one of the more egregious, I think, examples. But it did the same thing with Luke Skywalker. He's on that island by himself. The Force is dead. Everything's it's the same guy. This is Harrison Ford playing Luke Skywalker.
I totally agree. I just think it's poor writing. It's out of, I don't know. I felt like they wanted to trash this shit on purpose, so they have an excuse to reboot it with someone else. If they do, I feel so bad for the new Indiana Jones because this thing is gonna flop so bad.
Oh yeah,
people are not gonna go see it. I mean, they're gonna go see it to review it, but other than that, it's not gonna do the money they think they're gonna do,
unless they do it correct.
Yeah, but
it's rebootable. The problem is it's still with Disney. So
no, the problem is if Harrison Ford is still alive, he's gonna shit talk because he said that no one's putting on that cap. He's the only one. So if he's
gonna shoot him.
You're gonna shoot him.
He's gonna shit talk.
I mean, when they were making this movie, I remember there was an article while the movie was in production that Harrison Ford got hurt, and I'm like, yeah, because the guy's like 80. Like, what are you doing?
He's 83 now.
Well,
yeah,
he does
80 when they made the movie.
Yeah, I mean, he was still trying to do his own stuff. I'm like, let the man be old.
Yeah.
Like,
I always said it should have been him telling his grandkids a story of Indiana Jones, and there's a younger version of him portraying the story that he's telling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's him telling the story, and you could do a voiceover, him, voiceovering the actors, them doing it, but it's a younger person. I don't know. It's just so stupid. But anyway, what do you guys rank it?
This one, again, I like the music. There's some technical things I think are okay. I think it's a really trash story and it's too long. I'll give it I gave it a 2.
A 2?
Out of a 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't give it the 1, even though it is horrible, because there's some things that are like technically good, but overall it's bad.
Gotcha. Scott, what you got?
I'm gonna be a little nicer. I think I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5 because I'm always split on this movie. I don't hate it, but I don't love it, and I don't like it, but I don't hate it.
Well, I'll tell you this movie does not belong in a museum because this thing is a 1. This thing is horrible. This thing needs to be buried and stay buried. It's atrocious.
Now, when I go to chat here, and Alex called this one "dial of crap" in his text to me with the reference. Dial of Dookie. That's what I'll call it. Dial of... All right, Jay was the first one to comment on this movie. He just said trash with a little trash can. Tribro said this movie was bad. The CGI for Harrison Ford's face was horrible, and I was not interested in the story at all. I watched this movie on streaming, and it was the most boring indie film in the series. James says, and this is probably the best thing to do, James. He says he still has not watched this newest one because he just couldn't do it. When I saw the trailer, it felt like that meme with Marlon Brando from The Godfather about Indiana. Look what they did to my boy. Smart move, James. He said, to me, this movie doesn't exist. Triborough said, Hollywood needs to end. Wait, it zoomed down. I hate when it does this crap. Triborough said, Hollywood needs to end this franchise. Harrison Ford is like 90 years old now. Tony says, well, not as offensively bad a sequel like Terminator, Dark Fate, and Scary Movie 5. How do you always pull these other random movies into these comparisons? This film is what I call soulless sequel. That's just another one of those failed Kathleen Kennedy feminist films. That part, I agree. Tony gives this a -5. So he beat you, Alex. -5.
Negative.
Damn.
Tony says it pissed me off that they killed off Mutt off screen. That made him and Marion split up again. Completely ruined the ending of Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that Mangold, the guy that made Logan, made this. Well, again, I think he was handcuffed a bit.
I think so too. Yeah.
You could tell when someone's a good director and then they put out a totally garbage. It's like something happened.
Well, think about it. He did 310 to Yuma,
Amazing.
Logan. And then it goes right into this trash bag.
But he also did he just did that Complete Unknown last year, which is like an Oscar-nominated film. Like, I don't want to hear that. He's a good director.
It could be the script. The script was doo-doo.
True.
All right.
Okay. CSI character and storyline was plotless. CIA, I think he meant. And they completely underutilized my guy Boyd Holbrook. And the time travel finale was so lame. How to fully kill a franchise. Have this phrase in it. Palpatine survived somehow. That's true. Tony says 4 out of 10 for Tony. Ford should have taken the Rodney Dangerfield did when he was offered the script for Caddyshack 2 and said no and throw it in the trash. Didn't even bring back Short Round. Trial of Destiny. 5 emojis of a guy throwing something in the trash. Robert says, bring back Short Round. Jay says, even though I own the physical copy, I really didn't care for the plot of this movie. You could easily see it was missing the Spielberg touch.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to skip some of these. He was second fiddle in the last act, according to Jay. Agree. Nate, that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, not Disney. It's the same, Tony, because Disney couldn't fire her at any time, and they don't. So I don't want no excuse. It's Disney. Acres of Movies is here.
Hey,
favorite piece in the series. We'll maybe come back to that. James says, Nate, what's the worst is that they, Disney, spend billions of dollars on a franchise, and then they get mad after they kill everything we liked about it and stop watching it and complain that we don't know what we're talking about. True, Disney loves to say the fans are toxic. Not them. It's us. Triber says the video game looked better than Harrison Ford's face in this movie. James says, LOL. Alex wants a How I Met Your Mother version of Indiana Jones. Kids, this is the story on how I found the Ark of the Covenant. And then Jay gave this a 1.5 out of 5. And Acres of Movies says, thanks for the fun program. Well, thank you, Stacy, for watching. Thank you, Stacy. All right, I have the collective. I see Alex already put the number 5. I'm not going to dispute you. We're going to jump into the rankings. Now, these are collective. So me, Scott, Alex, they sent me their rankings. I assigned a point value. 1, if you put it in the 1 spot, 5 points. If you put it in the 5th spot, 1 point. Okay? So coming in at number 5 with a total of 3 points is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which means we all had it at 5. Nobody put it any higher than that. All right, now coming into the 4th spot with 6 points is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Okay.
So 4th movie in the 4th spot. Now here's the interesting part. These top 3 are all separated by literally 1 point. So you had a 3 at the bottom, a 6 at 4. These are 11, 12, and 13. Those are the point values. So they were close. Coming in with 11 points in our 3rd ranked Indiana Jones film is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Ooh.
Now,
really?
For those watching at home, Alex had this as number 1. I had this as number 3, and Scott had this as number 3. So that ended up. But if you heard our scores, this was like splitting hairs essentially.
Yeah.
Coming in second with a total of 12 points is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Literally all 3 of us had it at number 2. Alex put this number 2. I put this number 2. Scott put this number 2. Meaning number 1 with 13 points is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Alex had this as number 3. Me and Scott had this as number 1. Me and Scott had the same exact list. 1 through 5. That's a that's a real picture. Because it looks like a picture of a picture. What is that? Where did you get this made?
I can't stop laughing. This is too funny.
Where did you get this photo?
Oh my god. This is too freaking. Oh my god. Here we go. All right, Raiders is number 1.
Yes. Again, for everyone listening, me and Scott, same list. Alex, same list except flip flop 1 and 3. That was literally the only difference. He had Raiders 3 and Temple of 1. We had it the other way around, and everything else was the same. We all had the same 5, 4, and 2.
Yeah, I mean it's it's funny. I think this is almost everyone around the world 5 and 4 is
Agreed.
Dial and Crystal Skull.
Except Evan, who put Temple at 5.
Oh, Evan, yeah. He's weird.
He's on crack. I don't know. I love Evan. I love him.
Crack.
I don't know what he's talking about. Temple, the worst one. Maybe he's scared of it or something. I have no idea. He had Dial of Dookie ahead of it. I have no idea. He's going to watch this on the replay and hear this. Evan, We'll talk later.
But you know what's
Crazy.
funny? I think I remember, and I could be wrong though, but I remember when we talked to Evan, I think he said he was a fan of the history of the what's his name, Archimedes or whatever his name is.
Archimedes or whatever.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I think he's a fan of that whole Roman thing, and Indiana Jones was there, and I'm like,
I don't
okay.
care. No
Yeah.
excuse. All right,
Yeah.
let's read the chat's rankings real quick. Triborough, number 5. Destiny of Dookie. I love that. That's the
That's
new
a good
title.
one.
Destiny of Dookie. Number 4, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Number 3, The Last Crusade. So his is a little different there.
Oh.
Number 2, Raiders. And number 1, Temple of Doom. Robert, number 5, Dial of Dookie. Number 4, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Number 3, Last Crusade. Number 2, Temple. 1, Raider. So he has them in the order that they came out.
Yeah.
Much. James says, even the font change for the 5th movie, that tells you something's wrong. Then they're all laughing at your thing. And then Tony says, that's pretty much my ranking, except Last Crusade is my number 1. So I maybe move everything down 1. So I'm going to say Last Crusade, Raiders, Temple, Crystal Skull, Dookie.
Yeah, it's Dookie.
Just Dookie.
Dookie.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a fun franchise.
It's an amazing
Yeah.
first 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Top shelf, top shelf, top of the line, best of the best trilogy. As a 5, it ends poorly. It
Yes.
does. It ends poorly. But 4's okay. 4's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. And even with Sala back in New York, which I was like, that's so weird. His sons are still small. I was like, Jesus, you kids are not old enough?
That guy had like 100 kids, though. They could
That's
be new
true.
kids. They could be new kids.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it could be true. It could be true. All right, so what is next on our
Hey.
rankings for next month? Or
We got a big
September.
one. Yes, we
Yes,
got a
what we
big one
got?
coming up. Again, we have guests every month. So our guest for the next ranking is going to be our friend, who we just did a bunch of stuff with him on his channel, Harrison, from Really Old
Harrison.
Movies will be joining us. And we will be doing another one that started off with Spielberg and ended with other people, because we are going to be doing the Jurassic Park /
Ooh.
World franchise.
Mm.
Now, it's kind of funny because I planned these last year, and now we're doing Director Spotlight Spielberg. So there's a little crossover,
Yeah.
but that's okay. Each of those movies will get a dedicated episode, whereas here we kind of breeze through them. But so that'll be 7 films for you guys at home. Jurassic Park, 1, 2, 3, or excuse me, The Lost World. Jurassic Park's number 2. Then Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion, and Rebirth.
Now, Acres of Movies said, what was your favorite set piece in the series? So we could go around the table just for Acres of Movies and
Yes.
say which is your favorite set piece. So, Scott, what was your favorite set piece in the Indiana Jones franchise? 1.
I think probably the plane scene in where they're on set of the plane and he's fighting the big Nazi and Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the big nut.
The
where he's
big,
like-
when he
Yeah, where
punches
the,
him and he falls down, he sits on
yeah,
the floor.
and then he holds he stays
He
down,
gets
the
hit by a
blade comes
propeller.
through and
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God! I think. Oh, this is tough. You know what? Even though I think number 3 has the best action overall, and I could easily pick one of those, I'm gonna go to Temple. I do love the minecart. I love the minecart scene. Like, I think it's fun. It's super memorable. It's super different. I'll go with the minecart scene. She said favorite, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's like the best, but I think it's my favorite one.
So my favorite scene is from Temple. It's not an iconic scene, but I just loved it because I thought it was funny and I thought it was cool. Is when he stops the minecart with his feet and he's like, water, and then the big thing, he's like, water, and he grabs him and he's running out and you see the whole water thing comes out. I love that scene. I think it's just so funny, and he's like pounding around. That one is a big one. I mean, if we go through all the movies, pick one.
I feel like each one except the new one has a super memorable, or at least one great set piece. Like
Yeah.
Crystal Skull, the warehouse scene is
Yes.
fantastic.
Yep.
Last Crusade, I always like the one with the trucks, where when they're driving the
The tank?
The tank, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that whole scene. I think is fantastic.
When he's like attached to it and he's like,
Yes.
hit with all the dirt
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah.
And then 2 for me, minecart. 1, man. I mean,
Remember Marcus? He's like, Henry. He's like, what, Marcus? He goes, the pen is mightier than the sword.
I think for 1, the opening is pretty great. Like that opening,
yes.
with the idol.
Oh, yeah.
And he's running past the little darts. Are going,
Oh, that's a big
Yeah.
memorable
throw the
scene.
whip
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the ball and that one I will go with that.
Yeah. So
All right,
there's a
real quick,
lot of stuff.
because I don't want to
there.
disrespect him. Our man Jay, he gave his ranking. Number 5, Dial of Doo-Doo. Number 4, Crystal Skull. Number 3, Last Crusade. Number 2, Temple. Number 1, Raider. So him and Robert in release order, same ranking.
Not bad. I mean, it's not bad at the end of the day.
You can't go wrong if you pick one of the first 3 to be your top 3. You can't go
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's always
Yeah.
gonna be your top 3. It's just what is your favorite arrangement of 1, 2, 3?
Except
Because
Evan, he put Crystal Skull at 3.
yeah, like I think if you talk to Steven Spielberg and you ask him which is your favorite, I mean, most likely he'll say Raiders because this is the first one, but I bet he'll be like, I love them all, like they're the same. Their 3 is just so much. They pour so much sweat and love into that film. You can see it in those 3 movies. You can see they did even I can't say like Steven Spielberg held back for Crystal Skull. I can't say that because honestly, it does feel like an Indiana Jones movie. It just doesn't have that fun feel with like the other 3
the
have.
story's not as the script is not as good.
More youthful feel in the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you feel like when he's saving the kids in Temple of Doom, you're like, oh man, he's about to do something. And then he does that face thing, like he has his back turned and he's like, we're saving all of them. And she's like, all of them? And he turns around and their faces on the camera. And he's like, all of them. He has the head on. And I was just like, oh my God. And then the dude gets punched in the face. And all the kids are running out. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Then you got Short Round yelling, he said the left. The left. The left.
That dude throws hella punches through the entire franchise.
Oh yeah, I mean I love the fighting sequences. Those are so funny. They sound like martial old
punch
school.
sounds are amazing in this franchise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, sounds
They've
like
kept the punching sounds and
And the whip.
and the whip and the gun noises pretty much all the same.
Yeah,
And they always have that scream, that like
Ah!
Wilhelm scream, all the time. It's amazing.
It is. I wish the last movie ended with Short Round. It was the adventures of him and Short Round doing.
Yeah, I
something.
mean, heck, he had just won an Oscar. Like,
yeah, they could have. They
around that
totally
time,
could
they
have
definitely brought him back.
Yeah, I think that would have been so fun. It could have been called Indiana Jones and the Fortune of Glory.
And the Fortune of Cookie.
The
And it could have
Fortune
been
of
with
Cookies.
Short
Fortune
Round.
cookies?
Jones's fortune cookie.
Fortune cookies.
Short Round comes out and he's there and it's like, Indy. Oh my gosh.
No
that would've been so
fun.
good.
Playing with you is no fun. When he cheats in the
Oh,
car.
cards?
Yeah, the temple. Playing with you, no fun. No
You
fun.
cheat. You cheat.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, so yes, next ranking, Jurassic Park, 7 movies, going to be a little more interesting, I think, with the rankings on that one.
That's gonna be.
I think there won't be any. There's no suspense as to one, but all the rest, literally, I feel like could go anywhere. And then the franchise we have in October, which I'm not gonna say yet, is also a lot of movies. So those are where it tends to be kind of crazy. And then Scott will be back for another one in November, I believe, and then we'll have Rich coming back for the December franchise, which will be
Hell yeah.
And Tatiana 8
yes.
October.
Tatiana will be with us for October for the horror.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The horror show. Oh, that's too funny. Harrison, I'm gonna tell you right now. Be afraid. Be afraid.
Harrison?
Yeah, because he's a wacky dude. I did the thing.
He's gonna make me mad at least.
I
once.
know he's gonna
I
make.
know
That's what
it.
I'm telling you. Be prepared. Be prepared.
I'm gonna call it right now. This guy, I don't know anything, but mark my word. August 24th, 9:46 p.m. Harrison's gonna say something silly like Jurassic World is better than Jurassic Park or something. It's real. I'm gonna turn off my camera.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna have that as my soundbite the be prepared from Lion King.
Yeah, he definitely is gonna say something wild. I don't know, I'm scared.
So I did a sit down with him, and we did the day the Earth stood still. We did a 1951 version, and we did the 2008 for his podcast, which I'm not gonna give that away.
Yeah.
But when he says "well," that's when I go, "Oh shit," because that means
He's about to disagree with you.
Yes. So be prepared. Be prepared for Jurassic Park, because when you say, "Hey, what did you think of it?" and he starts off with these words, he goes, "Well," that means,
oh boy,
you're about to
up
get
and
the.
leave.
This thing is no bueno. Yeah. So
I'm out of here.
with that said,
watch
thank you
it.
everyone that joined us tonight for our Indiana Jones live rankings. We will be back at the end of September with the Jurassic Park / World franchise ranking. We're going to do the whole thing live. And again, September 12th is going to be the first director spotlight available on all podcast platforms. And the video, if you guys are into the videos, will be on the Geeks and Flicks channel. We have the memberships. Again, we have the $2, $5 that unlocks the entire thing. We're going to be doing some behind-the-scenes look in a lot of stuff. But again, guys can check it out with the memberships club. That's all available there for you guys. Coming out this week will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Arrow Video. I'll be having that for the new Should You Upgrade, with the Should You Upgrade of Texas Chainsaw The Beginning from Arrow Video. So I'm going to be doing that as a back-to-back thing. So you guys could, in case you guys want to see if it's truly an upgrade, you'll have a chance to check it out. Right now, the videos.
I love how you hate those movies and you're doing Should You Upgrade of.
Well, I mean, I have to give the people what they want.
Tell them to buy it for you. Next time you want
I want to say something first, though. With the Should You Upgrades, it's not me telling you to buy it. I want a lot of people to understand that, because people watching, they're like, oh, I don't tell you to buy it. I just give you guys a comparison to the Blu-ray and 4K, and you guys can make that decision
he's an
for
honest
yourself.
man.
Yeah, I'm just giving you
Yeah.
what.
No, I'm saying you should have told them to
yeah.
buy it for you.
Oh, no.
So that you can review it.
Buy it for
Because I know you don't love that franchise.
Yeah, no, I have it. Scott had an extra copy. So
I accidentally ordered 2 copies.
yeah, he ordered 2 copies and he gave me the Blu-ray and 4K. So, yeah, so I have it now to do the Should You Upgrades, but those are gonna be also coming out. I'm working on Meet the Parents Should You Upgrade, because I did get the 4K for it. So yeah, but anyway, other than that, the Should You Upgrades have been fun doing. I've been liking everyone's comments. Everyone has some weird opinions on 4Ks and Blu-rays and all that. But Vertigo is out now, so you guys want to check out the Vertigo 4K. I did the Hitchcock classic collection of Vertigo versus the Blu-ray from 2014. So you guys can see the differences there, and you guys could choose, which is going to be the same coding as the big box that are coming out. So don't think that's an old new remake. Unless they're giving you Dolby Vision, Vertigo does not come with Dolby Vision. It's only HDR10. So again, for those of you out there, yeah, it's the same disc. So again, check out those videos if you guys want to get this entire lot. I'll be breaking down every Alfred Hitchcock 4Ks for you guys before you guys want to spend $300 or $200 on an entire collection. So anyway, with that said, Nate, other than that, what we got? Nothing else?
Other than that, again, thanks to the chat. You guys were awesome tonight. Thank you for ranking and scoring along with us. I always love it. Tony, thanks for having your incredible takes. Triborough, James, Robert, Jay, Stacy, Evan popped in. Thank you to all of you. Yes, I'm excited about the director spotlight, so keep an eye out for that. And AMG, we got a lot of we're on a little break from recording, but we got a lot of episodes coming up, and then we got a big franchise coming up as well that we're looking forward to do. So, yes, thank you as always.
Yep. Scott, anything before we go?
No, thanks for having me.
All right, awesome. And tomorrow, I gotta say, tomorrow I'm going for the first time to AMC to watch Batman Begins in the theater.
Listen,
I can't wait to talk. I'll talk about it in the video. I'm gonna do a video for the channel on my experience on it, because it's my first time watching Batman on the big screen.
Let me tell you something, Alex.
Yeah.
I went last Sunday, because this is gonna tie into what you.
Oh, you saw Turtles. That's right.
Oh, I got something to say after you're done.
It was, first of all, I've seen this movie a million times, obviously.
Mm.
Never saw it at the theater. It came out when I was 3 years old.
Yep.
My sister confirmed we did not see this. My parents would take us sometimes when we were kids.
But you didn't.
I
see
didn't
this
see that
one.
at the theater.
Gotcha.
So I was like so excited. It looked amazing on the big screen. This had to be a restored version of it already. It looked incredible. It was great to see it. And I loved it. And what I'm saying this for is because you're going to love watching that movie. Even if you've seen it the most amount of times, seeing it, and you're seeing it in Dolby, I believe. It's a Dolby screening. You are I get 100% guarantee you're going to be like, this is amazing. I love it. So I'm excited that you get to see those movies on the big screen for the first time.
I got to see Ghostbusters with the new Dolby Vision in the theater. It was like $5, and I was like, this is amazing. Then when I found out about Batman Begins, I was like, I gotta see
Batman
those
Returns,
two.
right?
I'm sorry, Batman Returns. I'm sorry, yeah, Batman and Batman Returns. So back to back. So I have one at 7:00, which is Batman. Then Batman Returns at 10:00.
Beautiful.
So I can't wait. And it's the transfers that you guys got with the Warner Brothers, the newly restored with the whole Dolby Atmos. Oh, I'm gonna be reclining, eating chicken tenders.
You got to refill in between movies.
I'm gonna take a pee and then back to watching some Batman goodness.
Back to reality.
Yeah. All right, Scott. So what do you got before we wrap it up?
Well, since we're sharing theater stuff, next weekend I'm seeing Jaws twice in the theater.
That's right. The 50th anniversary. They're doing.
Twice.
So-
Why twice?
Yeah, I did not know this, but so on Saturday, I'm going with a friend to go see it at Alamo Draft House. And I was like, oh, cool. We get to see it on the big screen. And then all of a sudden, all these ads came out after I bought tickets long ago for that saying, oh, it'll be available in 3D, 4DX. And I was like, what? So then I went and I bought 4DX tickets for the next time. See it with a different friend.
Bite you while you're watching.
Yeah.
In the nuts.
Yeah, that seat's going to shake around when he kicks in the boat and everything. Like, oh, I'm going to love it.
I want to get that cup.
Which
at
one?
Regal. It looks like the little yellow barrels. They have a cup.
They're sold out. They're sold out on the website. I've seen them. They're sold out.
No, but not at my theater hasn't put them out yet.
The 40X one is Regal that I'm going to. I'll see if they have one on Sunday when I go.
I'm gonna check.
Does Alamo Draft House have a cup? I think they have glass cups. They sometimes do.
It's not as cool as the barrel because I think it's a Regal exclusive.
I'm skipping Jaws because I saw it in IMAX at the last couple years ago.
Okay,
but I'm excited.
I've never
for
seen
you.
it on the big screen.
I'm excited for you.
Oh no, you're gonna have fun with that. I haven't seen it either, but I have to choose my battles with the kids. So it's like Batman or Jaws. I was like, I'm gonna lean with Batman and Batman Returns. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Again, I'll do a video. I might record my experiences with that, and then tied Batman Returns with the DC Retro Rewind. I'm going to go right into that. So anyway, with that said, there's going to be a lot of content dropping this week. Everyone have fun. Be safe out there. Don't get ice cream from trucks at 2 a.m. Did you see that video that's going around? They're getting kidnapped. Kids, that's horrible. Don't get kidnapped.
What?
Don't eat ice creams at night. With that said, be awesome to each other and geek out.